We've been talking away with no sound. Thank you, MB Racing. Love you. So let's do all of that again. We're here at Brands Hatch Indy for the Clio Cup. Should we put this screen back on a minute, just very quickly? It's rounds 19 and 20. It's not Clyde White and it's wobbly kneecaps. In with me, Pete Bing chilling because he's got no internet because the gas board cut through his wires. It's 20 degrees on track. Johnny Brandon's nearly won it all. You saw that on the screens that we were talking about when there was no sound. And Johnny Brandon's on top, which we're surprised about, not one bit.
And we hope that JB is okay because
yes.
the tornado's hammering his house.
Yes, absolutely. It's been a bit of a whirlwind getting coverage, getting me in for coverage for Clyde. So hence the gremlins and me not pressing all the right buttons. But that's not a surprise.
We've got one thing. I'm drinking piss beer.
Oh yes, piss beer with no alcoholic content whatsoever, which is I've never heard those two things said with Wobbly's name in the same sentence. So surprising. Oh, that was a bit wide. From Tyler. Yeah, Tyler Newitt is in the league for this race only. Guest appearance, as Wobbly was saying silently before I switched all the sound on. Right, that's the end of qualifying. And we're going to quickly go. We're not going to extend it. I'm just going to try and rattle through it. So, your grid for round 19 here at Brands Hatch Indy is Johnny Brandon's will go off on pole. Simon Trendle will go off second. Wayne Sanderson third. Adam Wright goes off fourth. Jamie Wilson off fifth. We'll talk about the teams as we go. Rob Venn will go off sixth for BSTV Esports. I can see them not joining the grid very quickly, so I can talk. Darren Rayfield off seventh for XVR. Tyler Newitt in for a guest appearance off eighth. Darren Reynolds off ninth for WKG Motorsport. Alan Toon brings up the rear of the field in 10th place there. So Johnny Brandon's XVR, Simon Trendle's Team Chimera, Wayne Sanderson is XVR Australia. That was my best one. Adam Wright, BSTV Esports 2, and Jamie Wilson, Team Chimera. I caught up with all the teams. There you go. That is your 10-car field. We've proven many times before that 10 cars still equals decent racing. Let me see if there's a better camera than that one. That could be good. I like that one. That's a nice camera.
Pretty good job, Pete. I'm proud of you, how you are struggling through this.
Do you know what's not good? Is the fact that it says TCR in the top left corner and it's Clio's. Anyway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are green for racing.
Oh, and I saw an XVR car moving really slow in the background.
Oh, right.
That's Wayne Sanderson. He's got overtaken already by Darren Rayfield and Adam Wright. Going into the first corner, it's a bit tight always. Like you're heading up to Druids. I know a corner name.
Yes,
you go you go to Druids, and it's all concertining up together. Although the field is not that big, but you see Rob Fenn trying to get the inside line on Jamie Wilson, but he's sticking out to the left. Rob is still on his right-hand side. Are they going to go through side by side? But there's no Rob tucks in behind him, and right behind him, Tyler is trying to get through as well, going up a corner, which I forgot the name about.
That was Graham Hill.
Thank you.
Through Surtees into McLaren, and then Clearways is the exit of the last corner. And then we've got Clark Curve, Clark's Benz. Who is that? Who was that? That was Adam. It was Adam. He's reversing around the track. Oh! That looked painful.
What's that? And Sir Alan completely broke his car, and Adam doesn't have a.
Yeah,
well, he missed everything.
Much death, and more death. Alan Toon has had to jump to the pits because Adam removed most of the workable parts of his car. I think Adam has carried on. Adam's in the pits now as well. He managed to get into the pits without resetting.
We're gonna have to watch a replay of that later on, because what happened was that Adam clipped the grass and cut over the nose of Darren Rayfield. Was it Darren?
It was, I don't know. He just lost it. Went wide, spun it, looped it here, smack.
Oh,
that was Darren. And then,
it almost looks like Adam forgot to brake there.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a bit weird.
Oh, and Simon is all over the back of Johnny. He's trying to get a look on the right-hand side, but Johnny's having none of it. He's closing the door. Is Simon going to be able to get a better corner exit? But it seems like Johnny really gripped up at the exit.
Well, it's the last race week of the season as Simon gets a bit sideways and loses a lot of ground. I don't think there's going to be any protests for any naughty driving, if you know what I mean. So, Simon, here we go.
No, I already gave somebody instruction, but I don't think
did you?
He will.
Oh, right,
yeah,
excellent. Yeah. Right, so let's do a lap on board with Simon. There's a few gaps behind, but Jamie Wilson is closing in on Wayne Sanderson. So over Brabham Straight, which is what you're on now. It's not a straight at all. It's got bends in it. This is Paddock Hill, and it's a challenging corner in any car on the service. That sand trap on there, that kitty litter is like a magnet. We head up Pilgrim's Rise to Druids. I think they've renamed Pilgrim's Rise. And then we head down this hill here into Graham Hill Bend. A left-hander, third gear, I think. I can't see his dashboard.
Third gear.
Third gear, right, cheers. And then we go down Cooper Straight, which goes into Surtees, which is the left-hander, which goes up the hill normally on the big track, and then through McLaren, which is this little right-hander, and then into Clearways, where it tightens up here. And then you are kind of back where you started. It's a full and frantic lap. 51 seconds is the turn. Yeah, it's quite a demanding little track, isn't it, really?
It definitely is, Pete. I think it's corner after corner after corner, really tight and close, and they're all quite technical as well. The last corner, it really wants to wash you out, but it's all about how much risk are you willing to take on the exit? Do you dare to cut close to that grass, and are you willing to sacrifice the entry for it? Because it's all about that entry speed.
It is.
But even in these cars, you see that it's so super fast. They seem slow. I mean, you've driven them. They seem slow, but once you're in them, they're mega quick.
Yeah, they are. Things come at you quicker than you expect them to, for sure. We've got Team Chimera cars pressing XVR cars in multiple places at the minute. Jamie's the one most likely to effect an overtake because he's heading towards Paddock Hill on the favourable side, Wobbly.
Yeah, definitely on the favourable side. But if you are able to hold the left-hand side and get that right amount of camber, then you're able to keep your nose in like that. But he cuts it off and tries to cut back. Wayne is later on the brakes probably, and he overshot a little bit. There's a little bit of touching.
Lock up.
And Rob is like, I don't care, Jamie. I just want to kill you.
Yeah, that was great racing though, wasn't it? Oh, this is on now as well. Oh dear.
This is what we are dealing with every week. Look at it, the 10 cars, and Adam is always out. It's bin it or bin it, you know?
Bin it or bin it, yeah. Oh dear, that's funny.
And we call him Adam Dahmer, sorry.
Adam Dahmer.
Because he kills everyone.
That's class.
It almost looked like on the broadcast if Simon had a run on Johnny, but it's all perception. He's pretty far back.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a 20-minute race here, which means it's at least 600 laps, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, just bonkers amount of laps. Who was that? Was that Alan? Further. Oh. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you, but the Discord stream is a bit wonky. Now it's a bit wonky.
Yeah, that's because all of my screens have gone off.
Oh, so it seems that Pete is gone, and I don't know if the broadcast is
am I still here?
Yes, you are.
Right.
But the broadcast...
That was just bizarre. My PC kind of reset itself, like instantly. I don't know why, but...
It looks like it's still working, so...
Right. Sorry about that, folks. That may have been part of the sound issue from earlier as well. It does look like everything's recovered.
Oh, it looks like Simon is really, really trying to force Johnny into a mistake. They were only half a tenth apart, and Simon is taking a really wide line to get as much speed possible out of that exit. And it's quite cool to see that Wayne is also catching up back again to Jamie, because that gap appeared after Rob tried to kill Jamie.
Yeah. Right, okay, so we are back with normal running, as far as I can see anyway. I know what the cause was. It was Restream. Restream tried to reboot in the middle of a broadcast. I've never seen that before. And what happened with that is, on my screen it says that everybody crashed at exactly the same second. That's cool. Anyway, that didn't happen in real life. Why is Alan in the pits?
I don't know, but I can find out.
Yeah, he's entered pit road not that long ago, and I don't know why. But anyway, let's go back to some racing. Ooh, Darren Rayfield has caught himself a Tyler, or has Tyler just overtaken him? Tyler must have overtaken him. That's the only thing I can think right now.
Okay, so Adam clipped the grass, then then just was like, well, I'm just going into the pits.
Yeah, that's what he did, yeah. Oh, here we go. Darren Rayfield trying to get his position back on Tyler, and he's going to do this. I'm going to go up top here. Oh, he's done it before the turn. I mean, that's just impressive.
Tyler tried to cut back, and he was really wobbly under the brakes, and I think that this is what the car why the car is so fun. You can see Tyler isn't used to this car. I don't know if he did it of any officials, but assuming
Do you know
when
what?
he drives it.
I don't remember him ever driving front-wheel drive, ever.
No, he's always complaining about front-wheel drive.
Yeah, he is, yeah. Which surprises me, but this car is a blast. It is just, you can be so brutal with it, throwing it into corners, and it's so forgiving. It's the brakes that get me. Every single race, cold tyres and brakes. Because you just don't press it, really.
And that was a little slide from Darren.
Yeah, listen to the roar of the engine.
and the thing is, like, you saw Tyler move. Like, it's a prime example of why the car is fun. It goes to the door very late, but it was a late lunch as well.
It was a bit of both, yeah.
Well, there was no room there. This is great racing, though. But you saw Tyler's car move under braking, and I think that's just inexperience just in the car.
Yeah.
Because it's slide locking up the fronts. What's causing that?
Right, let me see if I can actually get a track map up. Yeah, there we go. Track map. And a battles box. So 2 for the lead, and then a big gap, 4 seconds now. Back to Jamie Wilson, who's he has overtaken Wayne Sanderson. We saw that though, didn't we? It was a really nice move at Paddock Hill, and he just crossed across the front of him.
By the way, the Clios isn't sponsored, right?
Not yet.
Okay, so if you look at the track map, from right to left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm with you. I'm with you. Or left to right. It depends how you built, really, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I would go see a doctor then.
I'd still be proud, I have to say. But yes. And this is without any alcohol in his system, folks. This is impressive, right? Oh dear. Right.
Well, you don't know how much rest alcohol there is in the models.
This is true. Yeah. So Simon really needs to annihilate Johnny Brandon's car, doesn't he, in order to win this series. He's got this and the next 20-minute race that follows it in order to do that.
Yeah, and we've driven this track in TCRs. I didn't drive this one because that was the season that me and Ross were joining you in the booth. But we saw, but we had this layout in the TCRs, and we've seen that it's super hard to overtake here. You need a lot of cojones to find a way past someone, and it isn't gonna be clean as well, because you're gonna use the side of your car to just force someone off a little bit. But the side of your car isn't your responsibility. That's the responsibility of the manufacturer.
That's funny. Right, we're going to go on board with Johnny and just see how smooth he is over the course of a lap.
It's all about correcting in proper ways, I think. It's just doing as little corrections as you possibly can.
I mean, surprisingly, I am kind of fast in this car. And I don't understand why, but I'm still as crashy as I always am. So Johnny Brandon's just put up the fastest time of the race there with a 51. I nearly said 151. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. A 51.84, is it, or a 6?
6.67.
Right. Oh yeah, 6.67. Yeah.
Yeah, that's only a tenth and a half off his quality time, and 0.03 of a second quicker, slower than Simon was in qualifying, which gives you all the whole picture. Like, it's going at a really quick pace at the front.
Yeah, very, and you can see the division between them and Jamie Wilson, and that gap. It's not got any bigger. It's 4.6 seconds still, back to Jamie Wilson. But I think Simon's got dropped by Johnny here. Well, that's the way it looks to me at any rate. There's 3 car lengths, maybe more like 5 actually, between them now. And then you've got this paired off battle, or it was, but Wayne's dropping off the back, dropping astern of Jamie Wilson now. Rob Venn on his own with a strobe in Wayne Sanderson in front of him. Tyler Newitt, bit on his own now. He's left Darren Rayfield behind, that's for sure.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised that if Tyler would pick up the pace a little bit, because he's now getting used to the car, and he probably had only like a couple of minutes of practice.
Yeah, true enough. Yeah. I mean, have you raced this car at all?
Yes.
All right, you have. Right, okay.
Yeah, I made so much commercial venues for us, because I was in the Jimmy broadcast stream thingy.
Right.
Can't you remember? Like I drove in front of him like half the race.
Right. Okay.
you kept on seeing BSTV. It was like a week after that I left you guys, but you kept seeing BSTV.
Oh yeah, you became a traitor at that point, didn't you?
Yeah, and I got one. Oh, by the way, I have one question for you.
Go on then.
Can you do me a favor?
Maybe.
Can you restart your stream on Discord?
Restart my stream on Oh, sugar. Yeah, I'm on it.
Because it's like glitchy.
What is? Oh, oh yes, it is. It is at my end as well. Funnily enough. Right, let's do that again. We'll do a bit of this, and we'll click a bit of. What's that? Oh, there. And go live. Let's see if that's any more stable.
It's always a pleasure to listen to Pete his thoughts. Like, oh, what is that? Is that a bird? Is that a plane? Oh no, it's my computer.
I am, if nothing else, entertaining. Even in my own little head. Right, so Wayne is starting to creep up back to Jamie Wilson. Seems to have got his lines sorted out, and he's starting to eat into the lead that Jamie had achieved rather, and he was a second behind, and he's now 0.66. Maybe that was a mistake by Jamie more than anything.
It could be, but I mean, you've been driving the car. I've been saying, like, if you don't manage the tires in a proper way, even in a sprint race, they do fall off.
Yeah, the fronts are horrendous. Yes.
Yeah. And I think that happens after like 12 or 13 minutes. That's a bit of the tipping point. If you be gentle on the throttle, have you been braking later than you should be? Have you had a couple of moments in the corners where you went sideways, or even locked up to avoid someone? And I think that's all playing part now. It's like this. You see Jamie is doing Tokyo drift.
Well, that is what mine does after a few laps. So. I'm exactly the same as that. The back end wants to swap with the front, and you just kind of have to correct it and steer through it. Ooh, Wayne Sanderson's strobing in and out at the minute. He gained nothing at all on that last lap. Still strobing, so I'm going to leave that view, and we're going to go and find what Simon Trendle's doing.
Yeah, the gap seems to be stabilizing. It went up all the way to 1.3, 1.4 seconds.
Yes.
And now it's back to 1.1, 1.2, and it seems to be at that sweet spot where Johnny is able to keep his pace, where Simon is like, yeah, I'm not slower, but I'm not quick enough to keep up.
Yeah, and he's just done the same lap time again, weirdly, I think. Is he? Last lap? No, 52. No. Right. Let me change the graphic.
You've turned, yeah.
Yeah. There we go. That's better. Right. Yeah, they are slowing down. Oh, actually, Johnny had a pretty bad lap that time round. 52.2.
I think like the first corner of branches is so much fun. You see like the cars completely pressing down. Like there's not a lot of downforce in it, but it's like a aerodynamic.
Yeah.
No, help me out. You know what I mean?
Yep. Camber's completely with you though.
And you see the car actually just getting pressed down towards the track, and it's great to see. Mechanical grip, Jesus.
Okay, there you go.
It took me a while.
I didn't know what you were on about, so I just stayed quiet. Oh dear. So, Wayne Sanderson definitely catching up with Jamie Wilson.
Barney's not waving the flag yet, so there's
No.
at least 2 more laps in it.
Maybe three, maybe even 5. Who knows? This is the
17,000.
This is the penultimate race of this inaugural season. I do believe that it's going to launch again for a second season. That's Clyde's definite intention.
Yes.
He's already got tracks planned and things like that, so just got to watch out for any new information on that front. It's definitely Clyde's baby. I do the TCRs. We both do the V8s. Although he won't be on the broadcast tomorrow night. That may well be wobbly. We're not sure yet. Not absolutely convinced yet.
No, it is only like, don't freak out. But it's only if Pete pays my bills.
Oh yeah, well, I've got no money. I've just bought a new PC, or all the components for it, and got Windows 11 booted on it this evening. So I've got no money at all. So yeah, this is gonna be on by the time we get to the end of the race. Jamie Wilson keeps locking up going into certain of these tighter corners, and Wayne is hauling him in now slowly.
I do think that it's part of the Clio though, because I think that the weight shift causes you to lock up the front, but it just doesn't really lock up. We've seen this all season, and
Right.
it almost looks like the weight distribution is like it's just the tire getting less grip, but just
right.
getting lift up a little bit, while it's just scraping over the tarmac.
So that would be the rear right lifting up, yeah?
Yeah, and not really like it's not really locking up, because if you look at the wheels and the rims, it just keeps spinning.
Ah, okay. That's a bit like when they clutch the start, isn't it? And the wheels are spinning even though they're not really.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. So Wayne screwed up Paddock Hill Bend, so I think Jamie's going to be safe. There's lots of tyre smoke there at Druids.
Nothing going on. They both
no.
locked up. It's the
Yeah.
last lap, by the way.
Yes, it is. And we saw Barney waving his...
Dislocating his shoulder.
Pretty much, yeah. It's so over enthusiastic, isn't it? So let's welcome our race winner here at Brands Hatch for round 19 of the Clio Cup. Flashing lights, the only time that it's acceptable in any form of racing.
Or if you're just on the middle of the track.
Or what?
If you're on the middle of the track, it's fine. You can flash your lights.
No, you can't.
Well, you can. You have a button for it.
Well, this shouldn't be allowed. It should be disconnected. Right, so everybody up to Tyler over the line. We've got a little bit to wait for Darren Rayfield. He appears to be in no mega rush. And Darren Reynolds is catching him now.
Did something happen?
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
What's Tyler doing?
What is Tyler doing? Tyler's doing Tyler things.
I'm gonna disqualify him.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, should I?
Maybe not. He's reversing round. Oh, there we go. Right, he's been booted out of that anyway. So now we've got this small but not insignificant eternity between races. We'll very slowly go through the race results from Heat 1. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. So, round 19 finished a bit like this. Let me go to a different camera. Oh, that is the camera I wanted. Is there a blimp round here? Seriously, there's no blimp cam on Brands Hatch. Never mind. So Johnny Brandon was your race winner for XVR. Quelle surprise. Simon Trendle finished second for Team Chimera. His teammate, Jamie Wilson, rounded out the podium, although a little bit behind, 5.5 seconds behind. Wayne Sanderson finished fourth for XVR Australia. Rob Venn finished fifth for BSTV Esports. Tyler has joined us for these two races, and he finished sixth. He's a privateer in this. Seventh was Darren Rayfield for XVR. Darren Reynolds, who I think I apologised to the wrong one when I wiped one of them out one race. Finished eighth for I can't remember WKR. That sounds right. I might be wrong. I'm trying to find it on my other screen. WKG Motorsport. There we go. Sorry. And then Alan Toon finished 9th, and Adam the Murderer. What was it? Adam Dharma finished 10th and motherless last for BSTV Esports 2. After looping it and then doing his best to try and annihilate Alan Toon. So that's the end of that. Shall we go to some videos?
Definitely, because I need to go to the loo because of all the piss I'm drinking.
Oh, excellent. Right. Well, we're going to leave it on and listen to Wobbly draining himself of the liquids. No, we're not. We're going to play a video. I wonder if this one actually works now. Let's see.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't. That's broken. I'm going to have to fix that. So we'll play this one instead, folks. It's called Run Bike Run, but
Yes.
we're live, by the way. I'm just talking now.
Yeah, a run bike run isn't that difficult, Pete.
It is that difficult.
So you do a
bike,
run.
What?
Run bike.
Bikes don't run. So you can't
Run.
tell a bike
No.
to run, bike, run, bike, run. Come on.
Run.
You can't
If
do
you do a
that.
run, and then you go on a bike, so run,
Yeah.
bike, and then you do another run. So run, bike. It's like run, bike, run.
No, none of this makes sense. If anybody is watching, and there's apparently a few people watching, does that make any sense to anybody? Because it's like a triathlon, but
Without the water.
Without the water, yeah. And you just shout at a bike that it's got to run, even though it's got wheels, not legs. But
Yeah,
anyway,
it's like forest. It's like forest.
is it though?
It's like forest.
Forest has trees and stuff. I know what you mean, by the way. Right, so we are in practice between races, a little warm up. 10 minutes. Give you the same video as you saw at the start because one of my videos just won't work for some reason. It's been one of those evenings. Obviously this is better when I do it, isn't it, Wobbly?
Yeah, it's way more organized but I love chaos, man. I love working with Clyde as well because that's chaotic and you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And with you, it's like a box of chocolates as well.
Oh, another Forrest Gump. Another Forrest Gump. We're getting onto films now. We're gonna stop this.
I wanted to say one thing. You know, we like if tomorrow.
Rob. Boom.
Well, tomorrow the V8s, right?
Yeah.
And you know, with the V8s, you know that season I did with you, what we always did?
Yeah.
Facts time.
Yeah. Yeah. Facts. Oh, that'd be good if. Yeah, we need some facts for tomorrow, don't we?
Yeah. Is it an Enduro?
No, it's not an Enduro. It's a 20. It's a half hour plus an hour. And where are we anyway? Hang on, let me go and find out. We're not at Brands Hatch. You'll have me believe anything, you. V8s. I need to click on something else now. Schedule. We are. Oh yeah, Oscherschlieben. That'll be hilarious.
Oh,
I mean, it'd be great.
Bonnie's
Right.
dislocating his shoulder. That means they're about to grid up.
Yes, it does. So
I do think prematurely. I think that Johnny already got the championship in his hand now.
Oh, very much so. Yeah. I'm no good at maths, but you know. Round 20 and final round of the BSTV UK Clio Cup. Season 1, this is it. I'm getting a bit emotional, to be honest. Darren Reynolds, I nearly said Rayfield, goes off on pole for WKG Motorsport. Then Darren Rayfield, then Tyler Newitt off third. Rob Venn fourth. Fifth is Wayne Sanderson. Sixth is Jamie Wilson. Seventh is Simon Trendle. Johnny Brandon is eighth. Ninth will be Alan Toon. Adam Wright will go off 10th. We haven't extended gridding, so if you are planning on racing, and you are in the race, you better get on the grid.
Yeah, I think that the 1 minute is doable.
Yeah, I think so. So lights are coming on. Everybody's on the grid. That's good. 4, 3, 2, 1, and
green flag.
held for quite a long time and then gone.
Oh,
I don't know what that's done actually, because that was held forever.
It looks like Simon or either Jamie had a really good start.
Actually, I think it's Jamie. No.
Jamie's all the way on the left now from
It's Jamie.
Wayne Sanderson, and Simon is like, oh, I can't get through on
Tyler.
the inside, and it's 5 wide. Tyler's super wide.
Five
Missing
wide.
Tyler's like, there's an apex there, but I can't find it.
Oh, and
that is Simon Trent.
no, that's Jamie.
Wilson. You're right.
His start was so good that the karma gods paid him back for it. Oh, and that was Alan.
This is 3 wide heading towards the last corner.
All right, better look at that then.
They're all paired up now, and they seem to sort each other out if Rob doesn't get punted with the right.
He was hip checked a little tiny bit, just it was like an elbow more than a hip.
But he got a really good exit because of that line. The exit speed of the corner is actually on that left-hand side. If you're able to hold that one, and Johnny's sticking it on the inside of Rob, is he? Oh, it's almost pretty wide there. And now they're going side by side for Dewitt. There is a way to keep the car on the outside, and Rob is pushing him to the inside.
He is.
It's almost getting better by Adam right now.
Can't let Adam through.
Almost hitting Darren.
Yeah. Which Darren's that? That's Reynolds.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I said Darren.
Yeah. Darren Reynolds, that one. Darren Reynolds. Alan, that's not the line through that corner, mate. It's way to the left of whatever you're doing. That's Simon Trendle. And that was Johnny Brandon that was contact with.
Oh, Tyler had a weird move as well.
Did he?
Yeah,
Where's
I don't know what
Tyler?
happened. Tyler up the field, but...
No, I mean, I was criticising Tyler at the start, but his line was the best one he's ever had, I think. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Jamie Wilson on the inside here of Wayne. These two are inseparable, and years ago, and I mean years ago... Oh, Rob Venn, what are you doing, mate? What are you doing? These two, Wayne Sanderson and Jamie Wilson, were inseparable in V8s. We saw about 8 races back-to-back, and we were spoonerising their names because they were inseparable. Okay. Right, so let's go back.
Yeah, it's a bit different than we thought. It's quite funny.
Yeah.
Well, not funny. But...
Where is that incident?
So it is a contact between Tyler and Simon.
No, it's not. It's a contact between Johnny and Simon.
No, it's a contact. No.
Yes.
It's Wayne Sanderson. That's why I'm.
It's Wayne. Right.
And
no, it's not. Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is.
It started here, and then.
Yeah.
And I think you wanna see the replay from Johnny's perspective as well.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because he avoided that pretty good, to be honest.
So we're gonna go quickly on board with Johnny of Brandon.
Well, he sees this happening. Like, he sees a small touch. Yeah, he actually has nowhere to go. Like, Ross it is!
Oh no! Look, I didn't notice that either. Wayne Sanderson getting properly out of shape.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was Tyler, because on my...
Oh.
I didn't download the playback.
Because you're not very intelligent, is that what you said?
No, that's what you said. That's
okay.
different.
Alright, fair enough. Right, loads of battles. Johnny has now caught up already with Tyler. I don't know what that's all about. Jamie Wilson is catching up with Rob Venn. Simon Trendle's catching up with Jamie. Team Chimera had a reasonable start and have kind of thrown it over their shoulder, haven't they?
Yeah, it almost looked like what me and Miguel did on Road America.
No, that was way more funny.
Yeah, but he got a fine for that, so that's fine.
Did he?
Yeah, obviously.
Did he? What, you guys get fined if you take each other out?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's like professional racing or something. Who needs that? I'd have no money.
Yeah, and Simon is sliding all over the place.
Yeah, saw that. That was class. Tokyo Trendle. Right.
Wayne Sanderson is putting a lot of pressure on Adam, and right in front of that, Johnny's applying a lot of pressure on Tyler.
I know.
Which helps Devon Rayfield maybe get his first win, because
that'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because he's like a second and a half clear. If Johnny is able to clear Tyler, it would cost at least half a second-ish, and Tyler is off onto the grass.
Nearly. We're going to focus on Darren Rayfield and make sure that we watch him go over the line.
On the grass again?
Yep.
It might be...
I'm not moving off him because I don't know that he's led any laps before, so we're going to stick with Darren Rayfield and watch him go over the line. Here he comes. Don't bottle it now, Darren. This is your moment of glory. Moment of glory.
You don't get a point from him, you know that.
Look at that. I don't care. Stop that, because I thought you did. Oh, right, that's enough of that. Right, look at this.
Oh, that's Simon having a look at...
Oh, where you going, Rob? Not that way, mate. Where's he? Where is he? Oh, he's out in the kitty litter.
Oh, well, he saved it.
Yeah, that's actually not too bad, to be fair. Right, let's go and have a look at something else that's going on, because this is just bonkers. Right, Tyler, this is your moment. This is where you get to take out Johnny Brandon, and it really won't have any effect on anything.
Yeah, I'll be honest to Johnny.
Yeah.
I told Tyler, I sent him a message. Kill Johnny, I know you can do it. I have nothing against Johnny, but...
Did you specify that it was in this series or the V8s?
I didn't specify it.
Oh, in that case, that could happen tomorrow now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I have nothing against Johnny, but like, it would have been great if he would have taken out and then won the last race, and I'd be like, oh, I only won with 10 points of difference, you know?
Yeah. So this is the closest battle on track. I hope and pray that Darren Rayfield can stay ahead of Johnny Brandon and Tyler to the end. I mean, they're only a third of the way in, nearly.
And if you look at how close the complete field is compared to the start of the season,
yes,
it's hard. Let's say Rob Van, he made a small mistake, but he was right on the rear of Jamie.
Yeah.
Then it would have been like 6 seconds after 8 laps, 9 laps now. After 9 laps, 7 minutes, it only been 6 seconds of a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, that's bonkers. Like in the first couple of races, it was like 20, 25 sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody had fights with each other, like on their own pace. But the field really got more experience driving the car.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, even myself, I'm all right in front wheel drive, funnily enough, and I was feeling much more secure in the car later on, even though I just can't get the handle of the braking that's required, because 14% braking, which is the limit that you get to before it locks up, it's nothing. It's honestly nothing. And it's a talent to control your foot so that you don't just stamp on it because you feel like you should. You can't just jump out of TCRs and go into this, because you really can just stamp on the brake in the TCR and then bleed it off, can't you?
Yes and no.
I'm not saying you should.
no. I mean, I'm saying yes and no, because like if you're driving the Veloster, you can't do that. Then the rear end just snaps.
Yeah, I think the Honda's a bit more forgiving, isn't it?
It is definitely, yeah.
Right, so Johnny has caught Darren Rayfield. I'm praying. I'm praying.
Really late into that corner.
He's doing all right, actually, and he's doing really well to keep up with Johnny this far into any race in any car. He's doing brilliantly. But yeah, I'm praying for some sort of a spontaneous combustion of the two cars behind Darren Rayfield. I'd love to see him get a victory.
Yeah. By the way, you mentioned that there wasn't a blimp cam, but I'm watching it on blimp cam.
What? I'm going to try and press it again. Oh, I've got blimp cam.
And the reason mentioned this is because you can definitely tell, like the way they race, the way they drive, that Tyler brakes at different markers than the others do.
Right.
Like if you look at the last corner, I saw Tyler massively closing up on Johnny and Darren.
All right, let's see if he does it again here. He's already closing up now.
And now here, you see like it.
Oh, that's lovely! Oh, get out of the way, Johnny Brandon.
But it was a clean move, to be honest.
It was lovely.
The slightest hinge of a gap, and he just sent it.
Having it. Right, he needs to bolt his car to the right-hand side here, doesn't he, really?
To be honest, if you bolt it to the right-hand, the right-hand side, not the left.
Yeah. Johnny Brandon going a bit extracurricular with the grass there. Tyler Newitt's shouting something on the chat because we can see it, but we can't hear it.
He said something, are you okay?
Oh, Johnny Brandon!
The apex. He's trying to make it more interesting for us.
Clearly. Right, he now needs to finish 100 places behind Simon Trendle, which is difficult in a 10-car field. Johnny Brandon's saying something as well. We can't hear it, but, you know. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
All
Tyler
right.
said, are you okay, Johnny? And then Johnny said, yeah, I'm just daydreaming.
So, Tyler sets off after Darren Rayfield. I still hope that Darren wins this. I really do.
Yeah, we don't want a BSTV winner. We can't have that.
No way.
I can say this from the bottom of my heart because it isn't my team. But you, mate.
Yeah, you're a traitor to the team, aren't you? As a commentator, I am completely neutral to all teams, apart from when you drive. And then everybody else needs to be you. Oh, yeah.
I think that Tyler has more
go.
pace than Darren, but there's no send it here on the inside. We saw that with Simon and Wayne before.
I don't think Tyler's going to do that sort of move on Darren Rayfield. I think that can be done on the likes of Johnny Brandon, and you would do it every day of the week on Adam Wright. But I don't think for Darren it's a move you can put against him, really. And Tyler's having a look in it. Oh, that was close.
And it's costing him because now Adam has
wow.
sending it on the inside.
Yeah, and we know these two race one another openly and usually fairly.
Small touches, yeah.
And that is Senor Brandon just behind these two. Oh no, there's been a murder.
That's a fine as well.
Oh, yeah, and his bumper just jumped back on the car.
And this is why we call Adam Dahmer.
Yes, right. Come on, Darren Rayfield, get off down the track here. Come on.
There's so much happening in the small space of time. Like the gaps were so close that Tyler made a small mistake, which caused
a murder.
Yeah, he made a mistake, which caused him to Adam to get back at him, and which ended up into a murder from Adam.
Here we go.
He had the overspeed on the right hand side. Tyler did an amazing job to keep it on the outside and next to him. This is what I meant.
Yeah.
You're able to, if you get it close enough, you're able to stamp on the throttle and still be able on the left hand side. But I think that Tyler washed wide a little bit. No, it's Adam.
It's Adam that. Yeah, he's turned in on the back of his car. Yeah.
Just like Carl did on Miguel.
And then Adam legs it and tries to pretend like nothing happened.
Ooh, it wasn't me, you know?
Yeah. What, a crash? Where? Right, okay, so Johnny Brandon back to hunting down Darren Rayfield. My prayers are still with the racing gods to allow a victory for Darren Rayfield, as Tyler, I thought he was waiting to try and annihilate somebody. He's probably going to go after Adam. I'd have wiped Adam out.
Yeah.
Oh, he's behind him now. Right, come on, Tyler. Show us what you're made of.
So I sent Adam a message. You can never be trusted in a car again. Glad I'm not your teammate.
That's brilliant. Right, so Jamie Wilson's not going to be that happy because Tyler is now between him and more points, really.
No, Tyler is almost a lap down.
I know, but he's between him and the ability to get more points.
Oh, yeah. Well,
keep with the program, Wobbly. Keep with the program.
Sorry, it's all the beers.
They're all zero alcohol.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Oh, Darren!
That's Darren going really wide, and is Johnny going to be able to capitalize on that? And now he's wide on that corner, and Johnny!
Go on, Darren!
Come on, Darren! We're not rooting for anyone. Come on, Darren!
We're impartial. Come on, Darren! Take him out. He's already won the championship. Simon Trendle, after having that incident earlier on, he's recovering well.
He's recovering quite well. I think that
everybody else is throwing each other off the track, but
if Darren was able to hold on for like 3 or 4 laps longer, then definitely
podium.
Then Simon wasn't in the mix for getting the last win of the season.
Yeah.
And it's been a great season, to be honest. We have seen so many great battles. We've seen also a lot of blue-on-blue contact. But especially we've seen people really enjoying the car, and that was what the league was all about.
Yeah. I nearly ended up in a situation where I disliked Donington, but then because I just couldn't keep it on the track. But then I realised that I couldn't ever agree with you, so I had to like it in the end.
I don't like it, but I like it for you.
So you can see on the track map how close the field is at the front. Still, it's really good. You're right. The field does not fragment as much as it did at the start of the season. Brilliant.
And it's also the track, obviously, because it's so small and so narrow, and you only have to learn 4 corners. Let's be honest.
Yeah. It's not that technical, is it? Really.
It's not like you're running the Nürburgring, the Nordschleife, where you have like I don't even know, like 500 corners.
At least per lap. Yeah.
Yeah, per corner.
500 corners per corner. Right, so come on, Darren, you've got to stay on that podium.
And if it wasn't for Alan Toon having 2 incidents earlier on, he would have at least been 10 seconds closer.
Oh yeah.
And then it's a really good result for him as well.
Yep.
This is Simon getting a better line on Darren, and Simon. I think Simon has it, to be honest.
I think he does as well. He's positioned the car perfectly, really. A little bit later on the brakes, maybe. Yep. And then park it in front of the car behind you, and you've got the position.
But got a good run. He is trying.
Come on, stay in it, stay in it.
Later
on the brakes than that. Come on.
There.
Turn it, turn it, turn it. Gas, gas,
Simon
gas, gas,
is
gas, gas.
Still there.
Go.
I think and Adam is back there for another murder.
He is, yeah. He's going to take out Darren, isn't he?
Oh, definitely. And Simon.
Maybe Johnny.
Yeah, he's just going to stick it over the grass here and just kick him off. I did that to you once.
Yeah, you did, yeah. Scared the hell out of me. Honestly, I thought I'm already on blood pressure pills. That nearly did me in. Right, this is a bit of a rabble here behind Johnny.
Oh, Darren's going all the way over the grass, trying to get every inch of the track.
Oh, Darren, where you go? Oh, no! Oh. We cannot possibly have Adam Dharma on a podium finish.
No, but he's going to get a penalty by the stewards.
Is he? All right, excellent. I'm glad to hear that. Tyler's just let everybody else go. So we're obviously approaching the end of the race. 2 minutes to go exactly. So 2 laps, I would say. Maybe 3. Maybe 3. No, it'll be 2.
Last time we said 2 and then it was 3. So I'm going to go with 4.
Oh, excellent. Right, okay. Alan Toon is just ahead of Johnny. Well, he was. He's letting everybody go.
Alan is doing, I think, the sensible thing there.
Yes,
I
I
know
would say so.
He ran a great season. He has nothing to gain to keep in front of that.
No, and these guys are absolutely in it at the minute. They're in a massive battle. Jamie Wilson could do well here. He just needs to stamp his foot on the go pedal, I think. Almost sounded like you then.
Yeah, just always use the right foot.
Yeah, use the right foot. I miss those days since you've betrayed us and been a traitor and, you know, disappeared off to impulse racing.
Well, it got me to 6K. I mean, come on.
Oh, white flag.
Oh, there's Bonnie. Yeah, I dislocate another shoulder. You can do it.
I'm surprised his arm works after the first one. Right, so what can Jamie Wilson do about Adam? You've got to get him off the podium. Oh, you're not going to do it like that. That's gravel. I think Darren Rayfield behind is gone. Gravelly as well. Oh, Wayne Sanderson is strobing in and out. Oh, all my hopes and dreams shattered. But this one's still alive. Adam can still be murdered before the end of the race.
Come on, Jamie.
Oh, who's that? Who is that? Oh, it's Alan. Right, okay.
Yeah, that's his alternative line. And oh, Jamie's sending it. Come on the
inside.
inside.
Jamie.
Come on,
hey,
Jamie.
That's controlled. That's really good.
Come on, push it wide. Yes. Oh, he's trying to kill him. You see that?
Yeah. Oh no, I've got the wrong car. There we go. Come on, Jamie.
Oh, you missed all the fun because Adam tried to pit maneuver it. I'm so sad that Adam didn't get it.
Yeah, me too. Terrible, terrible news. Yeah.
Congratulations, Johnny's window.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely a really good action, a good move from Jamie in the last corner. You could definitely tell that it's just a lack of talent that Adam.
Absolutely.
Was not able to hold.
Yeah, and he'll be so happy that he didn't get a podium back. Ooh, Tyler. By 5/100ths of a second. So, yeah, well, less than that actually. 0.04 something or other.
And then they finished the races. To be honest, I think pace-wise. With Adam excluded because he missed 1 or 2 races.
Yeah.
I think Johnny, Simon, Jamie, Wayne, Dan Rayfield, and Rob Fan. This is actually the exact order of the pace they had the whole season.
Yeah. Where am I here now? Is that paused or not? That's paused now. Is it? Yeah. Okay. Right. Oh, there's all sorts going on in pit road. Rob Venn got a bit freaked out and just drove into the pit box. Everybody's driving into the pit box. That's quite funny.
Another one.
Yeah.
No.
Johnny is doing reverse donuts because it's the only way you can donut in a front-wheel drive car on the start-finish straight as he celebrates his championship victory here for season 1 of the Clio Cup. He certainly seems like he's having fun.
Or he's just dizzy.
I definitely would be. And that car's not going to take that much for much longer. It's only a Clio.
Why is that car hitting the wall before the wall is there?
Because it's iRacing.
Look at this, and it goes again. See that?
Yeah! And the wheels aren't actually turning, the wheels aren't spinning, but the car still is, which is good. Oh, there we go. It's wheel spin. Excellent. Well done, Johnny. Do a bit of weave in. Heat the tyres up. That's what you need to do with Johnny. Heat the tyres up.
Yeah. After the race, heating the tyres up is
yeah,
one of the pro moves. And that's one of the tricks I learned. But in the end, really good race. Good fun. We saw a lot of action, Pete.
We did. It was. To be fair, it was excellent racing. There we go.
But not from Adam.
Well, never from Adam. It's been a great season, to be honest. I missed a couple of rounds for other commitments, and the rounds I was in, the racing was great. It was fair. I was the most dangerous person on track, apart from Adam, obviously.
Yeah.
But I did at Donington manage to thread the needle and avoid everybody in my first attempt at killing the whole field. It's such a rewarding car to drive fast. That's the best way to describe it. If I can drive it, then so can everybody else, and probably faster than me. And if you liked what you saw tonight, because it is a blast, this car, there's no practice in this league. It's almost banned if you practice. To practice, I should say. And it makes for a very relaxing league, if that makes sense, Wobbly. It means the pressure's off, you know? There's not 6 hours worth of practice to do beforehand, you know, like with Impulse, where you have to do it, otherwise you get fired and things like that.
Oh, but no. They pay me to be there. It's all fine.
If you take money for that. Oh my god, I bet you do as well.
But to be honest, it was a really good season. It was fun to watch. We had fun races. I think there was only one race that me and Clyde afterwards said like, well, this is a bit more. I think that was the Red Bull Ring. That one was a bit of a snooze fest at the end. But all the other tracks, I think they suited the car really well.
From a driver's perspective, Red Bull Ring was brilliant.
Maybe, but the
broadcast wasn't. Yeah, fair enough.
Quite spread around.
Yeah.
But to be honest, because I have to get up pretty early, I'm gonna leave you, and I hope you gotta treat the others with respect.
Always.
Do you want me to send the driver of the meeting in DM, or do you want me to announce it for you?
You can announce it now if you know who your driver of the meeting is.
I know, and I'm just gonna say, if you vote for this person as well, then that person at least won something tonight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go on. Who is it?
It's Darren Rayfield.
Darren Rayfield, yeah. I think my vote may well go his way because that was a very polished attempt at staying in the lead there. And I think once the field did catch him, he got a bit foxed. But
yes, and the fun thing is, Pete, me and Clyde tried to keep up the score even, so we could do this in the last race.
No, did you really? That's class. I think my vote will definitely go to Darren Rayfield as well. I've never cheered on someone so much as I did for Darren Rayfield tonight. And I think that's worthy of a vote. It's a strange way to vote, but I don't care. So, yes, 2 votes for Darren Rayfield. If he comes into the booth, which I hope he does, then he'll find out all about that. But thanks for joining me in the booth tonight. You go and practice being healthy and running and shouting at a bike to run faster. Because that's going to work, won't it? So, yeah.
I was going to do that. That's fine.
Enjoy.
See you, mate.
So, now we've got rid of him, we shall start with interviews. And we shall bring in Simon Trendle. Do you read me? Can you hear me? Oh, I can't hear Simon Trendle. No, I can see his. He's lighting up in Discord, but I can't hear a single word he's saying, and I don't know why that is because I could hear Wobbly just fine. So I'm gonna evict him from the booth, and I'll see if it happens again on the next person, who is going to be Jamie of Wilson. Jamie, are you in the booth?
I am.
Oh, right. Couldn't hear Simon at all.
That's improved.
Is it really? Right, that's brilliant. His little circle picture was lighting up green, but there was no one at home. So let me find where you are on the stream. Where are you? There you are. What did you do in the first race? Third. What did you do in the second race? Third. Consistent.
Yeah.
Very. It looked like second race had come apart at one point because you fell right back down the field. Or was that the first race?
That was the second race.
That was the second race,
First lap.
But you recovered the situation. You and Simon recovered a bad situation very, very well. It shows the pace that you two have got in this car, and it shows why you will be, I have no doubt, champions of the team stand-ins. So congratulations on that front.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was the aim.
Right.
If you're going to win something, it was going to be that. So yeah. Just, I suppose, in a way by default, because obviously XVR weren't in attendance fully every race, but still, I thought I was pretty consistent through the season. So
very much so, yeah. I mean, like I've said throughout the broadcast, I can be quick in this car, but I'm very, very crashy. And I was keeping pace with you guys sometimes, but not consistently. And I think that's part of the key to this car is the consistency of doing those fast laps, keeping momentum through the corners, keeping it smooth, don't overheat the fronts because that's horrible. We saw a bit of twitchy from your car because we were following you with somebody else, where where the back end wants to swap round with you.
Yeah.
It's a common factor in this car, really, isn't it? That phenomenon.
it's a feature.
It's a feature. Yeah. It's like when computer programs go wrong.
Yeah, but no, genuinely it is, because going through Paddock Hill Bend here, for example, you kind of want to get the car upset enough to get to the apex, but not enough to go beyond that.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I described this car when it first came out was you aim at the scenery and miss, and it is kind of that way.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, sometimes it gets a bit out of hand, but yeah, you just have to have quick hands.
Yeah, and very soft braking feet, because this car just punishes you instantly, doesn't it? Or do you not suffer in that way? Because I do.
No, not
Cold
really,
tyres,
no.
too much brake feet, and Pete's off into the wall.
Yeah, I mean that does seem to be it's something you should be happy about, really, because it is something that you share with Sam Blease.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
right. I don't feel so bad now.
You're both rubbish at that.
Yay! If you could be happy about anything bad, I'm happy about that one. But no, the car is brilliant, isn't it? And for anybody watching, it really is an arrive and drive kind of car. And this league is promoting that, and it provides excellent entertainment, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, you end up in maybe it's a statement of just the field that we have in this, or whatever it is, but you end up most of the time in some form of chaos one way or the other in this, and it's just a great car to kind of explore what that's like. Being 3 wide going around Druids. Or something on the outside, as I was, unfortunately. That was my own fault for putting myself there. But, the fact that we were able to recover that, it wasn't necessarily on pace, for me anyway. It was more just, people battling and everything. So, it costs you time to battle in this. And that's good for racing, because it means that other people can sort of catch you up. You can watch a battle going on ahead and kind of plan what's going to happen based on that, as long as you're not miles behind anyway. So as long as you can keep roughly there, and it's relatively easy to do that. That's the thing. If you're even Tyler demonstrated it, Mr. Anti front wheel drive.
I know, yeah.
If he can do it,
get him on that one.
Everyone else can.
Yeah, and he was good. He was fast.
Yeah, definitely.
He was crashy like me, but he was fast in between that. He kept pace with the front runners in the second race, particularly very well. Up to the point where he wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, part of the appeal of racing this sort of thing, and part of the skill set is being just annoying and in the way. And Tyler's very good at that, and he demonstrated it in the second race as well.
Yeah, he did.
So,
It's great.
fantastic. Yeah.
Well, we are going to get a second season of this. Clyde's he's already organised it slightly, hasn't he? With a track listing and things. So everybody just needs to watch out for the announcements for that one. And tomorrow night, are you racing V8s tomorrow?
I am indeed.
Excellent
Yep.
stuff.
I've done just as much practice for that as I did for this, which
Oh
is
dear.
nothing.
Oh dear. Oschersleben in a V8 with no practice. That's going to be a bit tasty, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was a magic track for me in TCI, if you remember.
Yes, it was. That was spectacular. Yeah.
Let's hope that, I don't know, 3.5 seasons old or whatever it is now, experience of that highlight of my career rubs off on me now in the future.
Yeah, too right. Well, you were very entertaining tonight, especially in the second race coming back through the field, which you did in resplendent fashion, to be honest. That was brilliant skills. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go? And you better get some practice in on Oschersleben, you better add.
Oh, I'm too sweaty for that now. Oh God, especially driving the V8 after that. God, I'll just die. Yeah, no, thanks for you guys collectively for putting it on in the first place. Clyde does a lot in the background and stuff to get these set up and what have you, so that's all appreciated. And since he's not here, no thanks to Wobbly as usual.
Yeah, absolutely, and well said on the Wobbly front. We'll see you tomorrow night, and congratulations on. I think you'll have finished third in the league. I'm pretty sure that's a secure one.
I can't be disappointed with that beyond
Simon. Exactly. Brilliant performances throughout, and I hope to be as fast as you when I rejoin this in season 2. Jamie Wilson, everybody.
I was going to say cheers, guys. That doesn't make sense. Cheers, Pete. There you go.
Yeah, cheers. Right, okay. So what we're going to do now is, because he's finally joined us in the interview waiting room, our series champion, Johnny Brandon. Good evening.
Good evening, Peter.
Good evening. Oh, Sunday names. Am I in trouble?
Polite.
Yeah, I haven't crashed into anybody tonight because I'm not racing. So I can't apologise for that. Race 1.
I don't apologise for crashing into people.
No, definitely not. Why would you do that? It makes for spectacular Discord conversations.
Yeah, let's not go there. Great evening.
Yeah, great evening. Double victory, and obviously taking away the championship victory. So congratulations on that front.
Yeah, thank you. It's never about that. It's just always great fun racing this car.
Yeah, and
it was again tonight.
Yeah, this is a great fun league where practice is almost deterred in favour of just having fun on the night, which is a massive breath of fresh air, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's kind of. I don't mean to sound cocky with this, but it's kind of boring to practice. You literally need like 10 laps.
Yeah,
and you're there.
Yeah, I need more than you, but yeah.
I haven't changed the setup all season.
Well,
all I've done is change the brake bias. That's it.
Right. I'm still on the baseline.
That's exactly what I'm on.
Oh, you're on that, right? Okay, that makes me feel so much better, actually.
It feels good.
Yeah, it does actually. I'm quite happy with the performance of the car on that setup. I was saying to Jamie just before that I struggle massively on braking because if you brake just ever so slightly too much, you lock the front, or I do, especially on the cold tyres. But you and Simon and Jamie just don't seem to have that issue at all. You're just on it straight away.
I was there.
Oh, were you?
I locked up just after Tyler went past me in race 2 and nearly went straight on at, what is it, Druids, Santu?
Yeah.
Yeah, very nearly went completely off the track there. So it is possible. But normally you just want to brake quite lightly.
Yeah, just touch it a little bit, and the engine seems to slow you down on its own, doesn't it? So
yeah, and it's you just want to be quite light on the brakes and then sort of modulate it for how much it rotates the car as you're going into the corner, and you got to carry that momentum. So you don't want to be doing heavy braking because you lose all your momentum.
Yes.
Unless it is literally a very slow hairpin. Yeah, you just want to brake and sort of shade it as little as possible.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I brake early. Just a bit of advice. I brake early, and for every single corner. And because it's front wheel drive, so then the front wheels are doing everything. So I brake really early, get the braking done, then start turning, Once the turn-in's done, then get on the throttle.
Yeah,
And just
breaking
really
early.
focus on getting through and out of the corner.
Yeah, breaking early. That's a topic of conversation, isn't it?
Yeah. I wasn't fuel saving.
You weren't fuel saving. That was class. So, speaking of that, Oscherschlieben's tomorrow, and that's going to be a bit of a tasty race, that, isn't it?
I don't know because I haven't actually done any practice.
And Jamie said the same thing.
I've
It's going to be
been so
carnage.
busy for
It's
work.
going to be carnage.
I've been so busy for work, I haven't had a chance.
But did you get any free food? Are you going to get any free food after this?
After this, no, I don't think so.
No.
However, I think he was watching my stream actually, but
Oh, okay.
I think they've learned their lesson on that one. They're not offering anything up this time.
Right, okay. Yeah, because they're going to go out of business. Is that what you're saying? Oh, but it's been fantastic watching you this season and following you around the track and being absolutely terrified by you overtaking me at Snetterton when you absolutely came, in my world, came out of nowhere, over a second behind to overtake me at turn 1. It scared the hell out of me. Fantastic racing with you again, and I will be part of season 2 in this definitely because
There is a season 2, is there?
I'm pretty sure it's on. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
it's
a
on.
shame the numbers were low, but it's.
It'll pick up. Don't worry.
So it'd be good if there is because it literally is just a ride and drive.
It's just such a fun thing to do, and it's such a fun thing to watch and commentate on. Actually, I didn't realise it was such a blast. But tonight's been brilliant. So funny. And brilliant at the same time. But anybody you'd like to shout out to before we let you go and celebrate on multiple fronts, double victory, championship victory. It's just brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, gutted it's over to be honest.
Not for long. Not for long. He'll come back soon enough. Yeah.
It's Thank you for those nice words. Just looking forward to the next one. Not looking forward to tomorrow night quite as much because I'm totally underprepared. Thank you to you. And where's Clyde skiving?
No, the gas board cut through the internet cables in his town, so there's about 100 houses that have got no internet, and he's one of them.
That old chestnut is upset the missus, has he?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Not allowed on anymore. Right. Thanks to you guys for putting this on, and thank you to everybody else that's turned up and raced. You know, Simon's been great all season, as you would expect, and everybody's been great. It's been great fun. So I look forward to the next one.
Awesome stuff.
And see you next time.
Brilliant. In that case, your championship winner, everybody, Johnny Brandon. Right, so let's have a little word. Hopefully we've got some sound out of Simon Trendle this time. Good evening, Simon.
Evening, yes. I knocked the mute switch back into my cockpit.
No worries. You're not the first to have done that over the years. 2 second places. Technically 3, because you're going to be second in the championship as well. That's before the points are all sorted out. And you're going to agree with me on this, that the most coveted prize is the team championship, yes?
I thought it was a safe driver award, but there isn't one in this, is there?
There's
it's
not,
driver
no.
meeting. Have I won that?
I don't think so. I think that's just gone to Darren Rayfield.
Ah.
I think he's may have pipped you at the last. But the team championship, I think you've dominated that as Team Chimera. So, yay.
Yeah, consolation prize.
I have to say, race 2, you put on an absolute clinic after losing positions, I think, to Johnny Brandon's left hip, and made your way back through the field in a fashion that only Simon Trendle can do.
Yeah, I think it was Wayne Sanson. I think it was.
Was it Wayne? Sorry.
Yeah, we're just going side by side, and I had the inside.
Yes.
But not enough of it. But I was going to hold it there anyway because it's a Clio. I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
He then left me a clear amount of room, and the problem was because of where I was on his car. I knew it's the rear quarter panel, and if you hit someone on the rear quarter panel on these cars, they're going for a mile. So I was completely off the throttle at that point, and once he'd made contact with me, it knocked him a little bit, but it more put me into a death slide. And I've seen what people try and do. They hold it in that corner with the throttle down in a front-wheel drive car. They go into the medical centre.
Yes, they do, yes.
In the fastest way possible. So I held the brakes instead.
It's probably beneficial that you did, to be fair, because you're right. You're just into the scenery and history at that point. So great recovery and great survival skills, and then great recovery, because second place being that far down the field. Well, I mean, wow. I mean that's something that you can't even teach. If you see on the broadcast right now, you are miles back from second place. In fact, I think that Adam's currently in third place. There's miles between him and you, and you made up all that ground over the course of just 20 minutes. Absolutely unbelievable driving. So thanks for that, because that's thoroughly entertained me tonight watching you get through the field.
Yeah, I didn't actually make too many moves, I don't think. I think most people I got close to them, and then I maybe had a lap or two behind them, and then they'd make a mistake somewhere. So there was never any like wheel to wheel, apart from with Darren for a bit at the end. That really gave me a fight for that position, which was fair enough. So that's good fun. I came on the top, so I'm happy. He's probably not, but there we go.
Yeah. But yeah, fantastic. You're at Oschersleben tomorrow night in the V8s, right?
I am, yes.
Have you even seen the track in a V8?
Yes.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Right, okay, good.
I'm familiar with it from Race 07 days, so it's one of the oldest tracks I know, at least. So.
Excellent. Right, good stuff.
We'll see how fast I am. I'm not entirely convinced, but I might be all right.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine. But anybody you'd like to shout out to before we let you go and celebrate multiples of 2, second place in both races, second in the championship, and with next season of this to come, I'm sure there is improvements to make there and get on the top spot. So anybody you want to shout out to, Simon Trendle?
Yeah, you guys for winning the league. Not Wobbly for giving me the unhelpful advice in race 1. Thanks for that, Wobbly.
Yeah. That was to kill Brandon, right?
No, let's go faster.
Oh, go faster.
Yeah, I'm trying that. Thanks.
Yeah.
Pain my backside. Yeah, and everyone who's turned up to the league, because despite the small fields, it's a Clio, so it's still good fun.
Yeah, and I think next season will attract some more drivers. There was a few people watching tonight, and I'm sure that some people will get addicted to it that aren't racing this season. So I have to thank you for fantastic racing this season, fantastic entertainment, and it's been great racing on track with you. When I say racing, watching you go past me like I'm going backwards. Simon Trendle, everybody.
See ya.
Right, last into the booth, and new to the series for just this race week is Tyler Newitt. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. It's been ages since we've spoken, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you need to get your V8 onto the podium more often. But it's happened before, so it's not like I'm putting any extreme pressure on.
No.
But not yet. That's for tomorrow. How did you find the Clios? It's your first race with us in them. Is it your first race ever in it?
Yeah, I bought the car with about 10 minutes left in practice.
That's the style. That's mine. That's
yeah.
approach.
It took. I was saying in the waiting room, it took till about 4 laps into the race that I realized that the sound I was hearing was my brakes locking up, and not just the sound the brakes made.
Yes. I am also familiar with this sound. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I figured out the pace by about lap 15 of race 1.
Right. Okay. You did so well in race 2. Good grief.
Yeah, I took a minute to watch one of Simon's onboards during the warm up period, and that helped a little bit. But
right.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. I detest front wheel drive in all its forms, but as far as the racing goes, man, it was a blast.
Yeah, and each race has been like that. We did an Alt F4, which is obviously rear-wheel drive, open-wheel cockpit cars, and that was just the funniest thing I've ever seen. And this is not far from it, and a bit more popular, if I have to say.
Yeah, I love the F4. I wish we had kept that going, but yeah, it definitely enjoyed driving the F4 a little bit more. But the racing is hard to beat with the Clio. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah,
until Adam unceremoniously dumped me.
Yes, Adam Dharma has done many murders tonight. So yeah, he's probably. We were shouting that he could not possibly finish on the podium, and Jamie saved us from some serious blushes. So that's great. If there was a season 2, do you think you'd participate in at least some?
Yeah, it's tough. I I have the occasional Friday open like today, but it's hard to guarantee. So I might pop in here and there, but this was definitely a one-off for now.
Okay. Well, it's good to know that you will join when you can, because it's a fun car. Nobody practices. It's frowned upon to practice. And yeah, even I can drive this fast, but just not for very long. That's the problem for me. Brakes are a problem for me. My foot is too heavy, and you only need to just stare at it, really, don't you?
Well, they were saying in the team chat you had some pace last time, so you should have commentated and drove today.
Oh, I could have done both, couldn't I? Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have done. Yeah.
Been done before.
It has been done before, actually. Yeah. It wasn't very successful in the driving front, and it didn't last too long. But but no, thanks for joining us. It's been great watching you race, and particularly in a front-wheel drive car, because, like you say, it's not your forte and it's not your favourite. But you did so well in that second race. I was stunned. It was almost like somebody else was driving your car. Maybe it was Elizabeth. Not sure. But we'll look forward to seeing you race in this when you can, and definitely tomorrow at Oschersleben in the V8.
You betcha.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us again, and congratulations tonight. You did really well. And thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Pete.
Took me forever to click the buttons to flush him. Right, so I'm going to apply the 2 votes to Darren Rayfield. Just let me go to the dashboard on the website. I need to make the screen a bit bigger. There we go. League drivers. And choose the right league so I can tell you who has won the driver of the season. Darren. Oh, yes, it is. It is Darren Rayfield, so Wobbly was right. Darren Rayfield has taken the driver of the season from everybody else. Let me have a look. So, yeah, Darren Rayfield was on 4 points by the end of the season. Simon Trendle was on 3. In fact, I can probably show this in the broadcast on pressing this button. Oh, no, that's the old version of that. Never mind. It must have changed the rendering of it. So ignore that. It's Darren Rayfield who is your championship winner of the driver of the meeting. Simon Trendle was second, and then there was 3 drivers sharing third place: Jamie Wilson, JB Dejoux, and Sam Blees. I shall draw this Clio Cup series to a rampant finale. I'm going to choose. With Johnny Brandon as your series winner, Simon Trendle as your series second place, and Jamie Wilson as the series third place. It's been a pleasure to commentate on this and one other race that I did commentate on a couple of weeks ago. There will be a second season as far as I understand it, and it's been a pleasure being in the booth and racing on the track. So hopefully if you watch it and you like it, you'll sign up for season 2 whenever that happens. And I will say good night to everybody now and wish you a safe weekend. Don't forget to join us for V8s at Oschersleben tomorrow. I've mentioned it 600 times, so you better add to. And TCRs on Wednesday this week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you very, very soon.